David Koechner, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am well. Man, I gotta say, I am honored to be interviewing you today.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's so cool. You've been in so many movies that are at the top of my list of favorite movies of all time.
I like you already.
Let's talk first Anchorman.
All right.
Greatest movie, in my opinion, ever made.
Wow. Fantastic.
And Champ Kind.
Greatest character in the movie.
Yeah.
Is that where you're going? Am I leading the witness?
One of the greatest characters, no doubt. My favorite line, whammy!
I get that often.
Do you get the
whammy? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I was just going to say, can I get you to say whammy?
There you go.
Awesome. What's it like to film movies like that?
Well, you never know it's going to be what it is. For instance, you just hope the movie's good. Well, I will say on that one, we all felt like something special was happening, almost to the point where we didn't want to talk about it, kind of like watching a no-hitter.
Yeah.
Like you don't talk about a no-hitter when a no-hitter's happening, right?
Right.
It felt kind of like that, like, wow, this is uncommonly good. I don't know if it's just me, but this really feels special. So we definitely had that feeling.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any, people think, how crazy was it? Was it zany crazy? No, everyone's professional and they're doing their job.
Yeah.
The best they can. So that's really what that set was like.
Man, I can't even imagine, just hanging out with like you, Will Ferrell, Steve Carell, all in the same room.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing.
The thing is, I know that people have this idea that we're all just crazy, doing bits, and there's a lot of fun, but I guess for us, it's all part of what we do anyway. It's part of the creative process.
Sure.
So I guess for someone not doing it every day, it would be, if they were there, they would think, oh, no, this is not common. And it's true, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to think of it any other way other than the normal process.
Than work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not work, it's play. There's no question, it's play.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's everyday play.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now, I know there is an Anchorman 2.
Yes, there is.
Are you involved in that?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
We're going to start beginning of next year, January or February. So, yeah, Anchorman 2. Thankfully, it's been 8 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it took so long, but I'm just happy it's finally here.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Because a lot of people don't know this, but there was a second movie that was already made.
Well, it was cobbled together from the first movie.
Yeah.
Called Wake Up, Ron Burgundy. In the original movie, there was this kidnap plot. There was a group called the Alarm Clock, which was kind of a goof on the SLA, the Symbionese Liberation Organization from Association. SLO, what was it? Army. Thank you, Andy. Andy Paley here, my historian friend who's with me at all times. Anyway, there was kind of a parody of that group, and their agenda was to wake people up. They called themselves the Alarm Clock. They never really had a manifesto. Yeah. And then they kidnapped her, and we had to go rescue her. That did not work in the test screenings, so we reshot the ending where she gets with the bear jeopardy.
Yeah.
And all that other plot got knocked out of the movie. Maya Rudolph, Amy Poehler, Chuck D was in the movie, Tara Subkoff. A lot of people got cut. Justin Long was in the movie, so there was a lot of people who got cut from the original film. That's on that one, which is rare to find, hard to find. Wake Up, Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, I found that actually.
You did?
Yeah, it's in my collection of DVDs.
Oh, nice.
And
it's a lot of the same scenes from the original movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's just some added stuff that obviously would not have made sense without the other plot.
The car scene with you in that movie.
I was bummed out that didn't make it because that's funny.
That was hilarious.
I think you can see that online. It's Champ pledges his love to Ron. It's pretty funny.
It is hilarious.
It's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It goes on for a long time. The Champ is in love with Ron, and there's no doubt. And he makes his intentions very clear.
Absolutely.
Very clear, yeah.
Yeah, I loved that scene. You were in so many different movies and TV shows. I mean, The Office.
Right.
You also were on
Waiting.
Yes.
Waiting, Out Cold's another one that's a cult hit that people like. Not a hit, but it's become a cult film. Waiting, Out Cold,
Drill Bit
Run,
Taylor.
Run. Drill Bit Taylor. I had a tiny part in Drill Bit Taylor.
The Goods.
The Goods.
That
nice.
movie is classic.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that kind of missed people in the theaters.
I don't know
you
how
never know
it
why.
did.
You never know why.
Yeah.
We made that right as the writer's strike started, so we couldn't do any additional work on the picture. Normally in a movie, you're still going to have new pages every day.
Really?
They're going to keep writing, but at that point they couldn't. It's going to make an impact on the film, sure, because it's an organic process.
I guess I never knew. I figured, you know,
You lock a script.
The script was
It's
done.
film to film, but normally there's always changes.
Wow.
Always changes.
That
Because
is
it's on
great.
its feet, and you're like, oh, you either don't need this line, or this something just doesn't work. So there's always changes. It's really an organic process.
What's the different from stand up to movies?
Well, I love doing live, and that's what it is. You're doing basically live theater.
Yeah.
But you're just telling jokes. But you get it. It's a real immediate. Like, so in television, the immediacy, depending on the medium, like 4-camera sitcoms, that's where you have the laugh track. You'll see that in 2 or 3 weeks after you shoot it.
Sure.
Single camera, like The Office, you won't see it for a month and a half after you shoot it. A movie, you won't see it for a year after you shoot it. But when you're doing something live, you get the appreciation right there in terms of we're all enjoying this together.
Yeah.
There's that immediate response from the audience. You know what works or what doesn't right there. So, and there's, that's just an old tradition, right? It's like storytelling.
Yeah. So what exactly, for people that have never seen you live and doing the stand-up thing, what are they in for tonight?
I know it's people are always interested, like, what's your stand-up? Well, every stand-up that does it his way.
Sure.
So I do stand up my way, which is my particular sense of humor, the way I tell jokes. So there are some I guess more traditional stand up elements to the show. I do characters, I do songs, I do the lines from the movies because I know people want to hear it.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And I do stories. I used to have a bunch of stories about my kids, but I've taken those out, which, at first you kind of rely on some stuff like that, but then you realize, because I remember as a kid, I never wanted to hear a comic tell a bunch of stories about their kid, necessarily. So some of those are out, but it's a lot of fun. I don't know, I hate to be hyperbolic, but I think it might be the greatest show of all time.
Excellent.
Andy?
Well, then I am highly anticipating this tonight.
All right.
Now, what was it like working on Saturday Night Live?
Well, I had a lot of fun. I just did it for one season, but I was there the first year of myself, Will, Jim Brewer, Chris Kattan, Sherry O'Terry, Molly Shannon. Norm Macdonald stayed over, so did Spade and Tim Meadows. Who else do we have? Nancy Walls, which is Steve Carell's wife, Mark McKinney. So yeah, we were all new. So it was just an amazing experience to go through together. You didn't feel that competitive because everybody was rooting for everybody else literally all the time, which was nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what is your favorite thing that you've done out of everything that you've done?
Boy, that's a tough one. And it can change, time to time. It's kind of like which one's your favorite kid, right?
Right.
That changes daily. Obviously, Anchorman was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot less than most people. But one of my favorite movies that I did was called Extract, which was a Mike Judge film.
Yes.
And I got to play this really specific character that he'd written, which was just so much fun. Nathan, this annoying neighbor. And that was a real treat. Plus Mike Judge I think.
He's
really
brilliant.
gifted. Yeah.
Now, of course, the show gets underway tonight. You have 2 of them, right?
2, can you believe it? Hold on to your hat, folks. 2 shows. You got 2 opportunities tonight. The first one, if I understand things correctly, comes with food.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
there's a
actually
dinner.
eat. Yeah.
Yeah.
You come, you've got dinner, then you get comedy, which is, they say, the best way to digest food is laughter. 9 o'clock, second show. That's going to be a barn burner as well. We're just going to run through the hotel room after, room to room, knocking on doors. Hijinks. They don't know it yet. I probably shouldn't be broadcasting this. If they have a pool, we're all going to jump in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After hours?
Yeah, we're going to go rock and roll on this place tonight.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. The shows are a lot of fun.
I cannot wait. It's going to be an amazing time. Cahill's tonight at the Marina Inn.
On the river.
On the river. You can't beat it. And David Koechner live. What more can you ask for?
I'll deliver your baby. I guess you could ask that, and I would do it. I'd say yes. I'd say it was a poor decision, but I'll do it.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. David Koechner. Don't miss him tonight at the Marina Inn.